There you are. It's good to see you in person. I've already filed my report with the Admiral. He's waiting for yours now.
Admiral, what will happen to the USS Romania and her crew now?
You've showed exemplary performance under duress. You saved a lot of people, including Captain Taggart. You stood tall against the Borg in combat. That's a lot to face as a cadet on a training cruise, but you handled it all very well. I've said as much in my report.
That's good to know.
Now, more than ever, Starfleet needs its best and brightest officers out there to defend the Federation and uphold the ideals that make it strong. Officers like you. I can't speak for the Admiral, but I believe you and your crew have a bright future ahead.
Thank you, Admiral. That means a lot to me.
Don't mention it. For now, duty calls. You have a report to give, and I'll be meeting with the Admiralty to discuss plans for the Vega situation. Take care.
Thank you, Admiral. It was an honor to serve with you.
Greetings, Lieutenant.
Admiral, sir. Mind control reports as ordered.
We have a lot to discuss, Cadet.
It is Lieutenant, sir.
Yes, I see that here in the report filed by Admiral Janeway. She granted you a field promotion to give you seniority over the rest of the active crew of your ship. As a cadet, you were assigned to an Academy training cruise under Captain Taggart, his acting first officer, correct?
Yes, sir. That's right.
Facing off against a Borg invasion force within hours of leaving Starfleet Academy? You've had quite a day. In your own words, tell me what happened out there. That's quite the story.
Yes, sir. This is true.
Don't worry. I have statements here from Admiral Janeway, Captain Nog, and Administrator Post from Vega Colony corroborating your story. All three of them cite your bravery and command skills, as well as you and your crew's willingness to put yourselves in harm's way to preserve the lives of others.
I'm a Starfleet officer, sir. It's in the job description.
And you're exactly the kind of officer Starfleet needs. I know your ship might not be the Enterprise, but I think you've proven yourself capable of sitting in her captain's chair.
Sir.
Under normal circumstances, it would take you years of work to get your own command. But these are not normal circumstances. We're at war with the Klingon Empire. The Borg have returned. I'm losing more trained officers and ships than I can spare. Ships we can build, but leaders with courage and honor? Those are harder to find. It's time to try something different. I need someone who can handle themselves in a crisis and get the best out of their crew. Even though you're young, I think you're that person. I hereby promote you to the rank of lieutenant and give you command of the ship. Don't disappoint me.
No, but I'm sorry about what happened to Captain Taggart, sir.
Captain Taggart went through hell, but he's on the road to a full recovery, thanks to you. Don't dwell on the negative. The lives you saved on your ship and at Vega Colony are what matter the most here. Now it's up to you and your crew to continue to honor Starfleet as you carve out your own legacy. We have a diplomatic mission for you. An important Vulcan ambassador is traveling from his homeworld to the monastery at Pajem. Capturing the ambassador would be a major coup for the Klingons or Orions, so we're assigning you to make sure everything goes smoothly. You are to escort Ambassador Soketh to Pajem. Please meet him at Vulcan. Once you locate him, speak with him about the transport mission. Do whatever is necessary to keep him safe.
Captain, we have reached the Vulcan system. I took the liberty of contacting the ambassador's assistant when we arrived. Tapella says that when traveling, the ambassador wants certain precautions to be taken. She would like to go through them with you. Would you like me to direct her to the main screen?
Greetings. Thank you for agreeing to escort the ambassador to Pajem. Ambassador Sokath is currently attending a ritual to honor the end of the Kalrek holiday. He will be done soon, but the ambassador is hesitant to use transporter technology. His bias against the transporters is not logical, but I have come to accept it. I believe that Sokath would be much more comfortable traveling by shuttlecraft. I have received clearance for you to land near the ambassador's location. I look forward to meeting you in person.
Starfleet shuttlecraft. This is Vulcan Orbital Control. You are cleared to land at the requested coordinates. Welcome to Vulcan. Please enjoy your stay.
Captain, the ambassador and his aide are waiting for you at the temple on the hill. You can talk to them there and find out if there's anything else the ambassador needs from us before we head to Pajem.
I haven't been to Vulcan for a long time, I have to admit. But there's something about the planet pretty desolate, but still beautiful in its own way. However, the Vulcans themselves remain a mystery to me. I don't like it when people don't show emotion. Welcome to Vulcan.
Captain, I regret to inform you that we have come to an impasse in completing your mission. Allow me to explain. As you know, Pajem is sacred to the Vulcan people, and access to it is strictly prohibited. Ordinarily, this would not present any difficulty, but Savin, the leader of the order that maintains the monastery, has chosen this moment to illogically refuse to grant Ambassador Sokath permissions to meet with the abbot at Pajem. This is most abnormal.
Can this trip wait until Savin changes his mind?
The ambassador has considered going to the council to request that they overrule Savin, but the process will take time that he simply does not have. If the ambassador is unable to complete his journey to Pajem now, he will have to delay it until after the trade conference at Coridan is complete, and that could take weeks.
I wonder why Savin doesn't give the ambassador permission.
The ambassador, I'm afraid, has spent too much time off-world. I have seen it change him. His interactions with other species have grown easier over the years, but our own people have become more challenging for him to deal with. Perhaps you could speak to Savin. I know he has a great deal of respect for Starfleet, and you might have an easier time than he has in convincing him to grant the ambassador's request.
Then let me talk to Savin.
Peace and long life. Do you seek knowledge of the ancestors?
Sokath says you won't give him permission to visit Pajem.
Sokath accuses me of abandoning logic, but he is the one refusing to explain his reasons for wanting to go to Pajem. The planet is sacred. Our ancestors walked those paths. They found understanding and serenity in its quiet. When I am at Pajem, I feel more at peace than any place else in the galaxy. Pajem has been touched by outside influences in the past. The Federation is at war. Now more than any other time, we must protect this refuge. Do you seek knowledge of the ancestors?
Why are the Vulcans restricting access to P'Jem?
Many years ago, P'Jem was used for political purposes. Technology used to spy on the Andorians was hidden beneath the sacred sanctuary. It should never have happened. Buildings that had stood for 12 centuries were destroyed because we allowed politics and war in a place where there should only be logic and contemplative thought. When the monastery was rebuilt, we pledged to keep it safe from the cares of the galaxy. Only those who seek peace may enter. Do you seek knowledge of the ancestors?
The Vulcans have monasteries.
Even a people who reject emotion require peace and contemplation. We are a spiritual people. Our rituals guide us throughout our lives. Vulcans who choose a life of study and isolation, as the monks at P'Jem have done, help us maintain our connection with our ancestors. The monk's study of Sirach's words in the Kirshara give us all a greater understanding of who we are and who we should strive to be. Do you seek knowledge of the ancestors?
Tell me more about Sirach.
Centuries ago, the Vulcans were creatures of emotion. We fought one another in a series of wars that devastated our planet. Our species was on the brink of annihilation. Sirach taught us to embrace peace and to put aside our emotions in favor of logic. Sirach ushered in a time of awakening on Vulcan. His writings, the Kirshara, shaped all that we are. Without Sirach, the Vulcans you know would not exist. Do you seek knowledge of the ancestors?
Don't you trust Ambassador Soket?
I neither trust him nor distrust the ambassador. I simply do not understand him. He will not reveal his reasons for wishing to speak to the abbot, and has refused a mind meld with me. Normally I could respect his privacy, but other things I have heard trouble me. Do you seek knowledge of the ancestors?
Tell me what you heard.
Sokoth has spent more and more time away from Vulcan in recent years, and seems ill at ease in what was once his home. T'Pela admits he has changed in the past few months. He spends hours closeted in his study, and does not share meals with his staff as he used to. T'Pela says that the stress of the war with the Klingon Empire is taking its toll. She hopes the peace of P'Jem will restore him. Do you seek knowledge of the ancestors?
What if the abbot agrees to talk to Soket by subspace?
The monks do not use any unnecessary technology. Even replicators are not permitted on P'Jem. There is a communications array available to the monks for emergencies. Soketh's request does not qualify. Do you seek knowledge of the ancestors?
Is there any way I can persuade you to let Soket visit P'Jem?
I will permit it if you will pledge to me, on your honor as a Starfleet officer, that you will protect P'Jem from harm. Soketh says his reasons for wanting to speak to the abbot are private. I will accept that, but only if you are with him. I know I can trust Starfleet. Please, protect P'Jem from any who would violate its sanctity.
Welcome to Vulcan. Do you have any questions?
I spoke to Savin. Why doesn't he trust you?
How should I know? He is a small man with small concerns. Thankfully, he has listened to reason, and our journey won't be delayed any longer. I am ready to leave now. Is the shuttle prepared for departure?
Let us go.
T'Pela, take care of what was discussed before. I'm going to the shuttle with the captain. Live long and prosper.
Yes, Mr. Ambassador. I wish you a safe journey. Live long and prosper.
Captain, we can go. I've done everything here.
Come on, Mr. Ambassador. How slow is this guy anyway?
Starfleet shuttlecraft, we have logged your flight trajectory, and you are cleared for departure. Live long and prosper.
Sir, I'm getting unusual energy values in this system. We should scan the system before we bring the ambassador to the surface.
Understood. Sensors at maximum.
Klingon ships are decloaking, sir.
This is Captain Katak to all Klingon vessels. Target their warp drive. There will be no escaping our vengeance this time.
We are being called by the Klingons.
On the screen.
Cease your fire, Captain. Perhaps today is a day for words. My fellow captains were blinded by our vengeance toward the shapeshifter aboard your vessel. They have died with honor. But if I am to die this day, then I would prefer to regale the halls of Stovokor with the tale of that foul creature's death.
Shapeshifter?
Ha! So even the mighty Federation has been fooled by the beast. Your guest from Vulcan is not as he or she seems, Captain. They are an Undine. They put on a false face and try to control us. But we Klingons know better. We will hunt them down until the last of these honorless dogs die screaming.
And Undine, do you have proofs?
Proof? Pah! Allow me to stick a blade in its belly while I look it in the eye while it dies. That should be proof enough, even for Starfleet.
I will take that into account.
If you wish the honor of the kill yourself, then it is yours to have. So long as the Undine dies, I will meet my death with eyes wide open and victory in my heart. I await your decision. Close hailing frequencies.
Captain, the scans show that the Klingon ship's warp drive, shields, and weapon systems are offline. They don't even seem to have impulse drive. No matter what you decide, there's not much they can do about it.
The Undines are a species first discovered by the crew of the USS Voyager. They cataloged them as species 8472. As the Klingon captain mentioned, they can shapeshift. They also have telepathic abilities that allow them to infiltrate other cultures and species.
So Ambassador Soket could be one of them.
I'm afraid we can't rule it out, Captain. I could run a test to see if the ambassador really is what he claims.
Unfortunately, that would violate his diplomatic immunity.
The Klingon ship is waiting for your answer, Captain. So the Undines are physically superior to humans and see all forms of life from our dimension as inferior. Their ships are equal to those of the Borg. They are a major threat to Starfleet.
Where is Ambassador Soket now?
The ambassador is in his quarters. Sir, I propose to arrest the ambassador until we verify his identity.
A sensible precaution. Agreed.
The endings hail from a dimension called fluidic space. They use quantum singularities to get into our dimension. I'm afraid their technology is beyond our comprehension. But one thing is for sure, we mustn't underestimate them.
Then why use a Starfleet ship?
I can't say that, Captain. But since the endings are virtually unknown in the Beta Quadrant, they will likely want to cover up their presence.
And the Klingons?
The Klingons could be telling the truth, Captain. If the endings are in the Beta Quadrant, the Klingons may have tracked them down before we did. In this case, the enemy of my enemy
is my friend. Flores, summon the ambassador to the bridge and open a channel to the Klingon ship. We'll handle that.
My patience is growing thin, Captain. If you lack the stomach to slay the beast aboard your vessel, then any Klingon here would gladly do it for you. I'd hate for you to stain that pretty Starfleet uniform with Undine blood.
Very generous, but not necessary.
Then the beast is slain? Makar! Very good. Perhaps you've the heart of a warrior after all. Let me look upon our enemy, and tonight we will dine together as warriors and drink to the honored dead.
I present Ambassador Soket.
Captain, I take my meditations very seriously. Why have I been summoned to the bridge?
Defendant, salute your accuser.
Alive? You're a fool, Captain! Strike now before it's too late!
Not without proofs. Ktuk.
You want proof? Then lower your shields and allow me to beam over. Once the Undine's blood coats my blade, you'll see it for what it truly is. A Grint hound in Tark's clothing.
Ambassador, let me explain.
There's no need, Captain. The situation is not difficult to unravel. My concern lies in the logic of you entertaining this Klingon's meritless claim.
Bold, but not completely impossible.
A most illogical conclusion. Allow us to examine the facts, Captain. You have a crippled Klingon vessel, whose captain has made unsubstantiated claims that I am an Undine. A species that is known to both the Federation and the Klingon Empire as a considerable threat.
So a reasonable thought.
Potentially, but only if a great many other factors were to be true. Is it not much more likely that the Klingons have, in the face of defeat, instead sought to exploit Starfleet's desire for peaceful resolutions to conflict in order to repair their vessel and renew their assault?
Klingon ship status.
Weapons inoperable. Warp drive still offline. One moment. I sense an energy surge. They activate their cloaking device.
Red alert. Activate weapons.
A true warrior strikes without mercy, Captain. I only hope to teach you this lesson personally before the Undine does. We may not be able to best your vessel, but a Klingon knows many roads to victory. The beast may have evaded my vengeance for now, but I can still ruin its plans here at Pajem.
Fire.
The sensors have lost them, Captain. They're gone.
Scan the area.
Captain, I'm picking up energy signatures on the surface of Pajem. Near the monastery, they appear to be transporter signals. The life signs point to Klingons.
I'm taking a landing party down.
Captain, shall I accompany you?
No, it's too dangerous.
A wise precaution. Though I admit I am eager to see my people safe, I will await word until the monastery is secured. And Captain, let not my journey here be for naught.
Captain, we need to secure the area and then make our way to the monastery, which is on top of the hill. There are several Klingon patrols between us and the main building, sir. We should be careful.
What a humble day. At the Academy, I was a big fan of Worf and the Klingons. And now? Now we have to fight Klingons. Sometimes this job sucks.
Enemy targets on sensor.
Sir, we've received an alert from Vulcan. T'Pella says she must speak to you immediately. I'll put her through to your tricorder.
I have terrible news. Vulcan security forces have discovered the body of Ambassador Soket. They have determined that he was killed by a phaser blast at short range. His remains were discovered in a stasis chamber hidden in a cavern beneath the Ambassador's residence. The Ambassador on your ship, the one that I have been working for, is an imposter. You need to be very careful. This imposter was able to fool Soket's closest associates for months. He is crafty and very patient. Now that he has been discovered, he will be dangerous.
Captain, the security teams have reached Ambassador Soket's quarters, but he's gone. They searched the ship. However, sir, I've just received a report of unauthorized use of the transporters. The Vulcan government demands that the imposter Soket be arrested and extradited to Vulcan for questioning. Sir, whoever used the transporter erased the logs, and I can't shake the impression the imposter is on the planet's surface. We must find him.
We will find him, Elisa.
Such emotion on your face. I see now my deception has been exposed. Pity. Capturing the abbot so we could replace him as well would have been beneficial. But we are strong. We will prevail. You are weak, and the weak shall perish.
Let's kick this ugly Endine ass back to the fluidic space.
We should return to the Romania and search for the Undine ship. We must find the Undine and bring him back to Starfleet.
Romania, beam us up.
Captain, there's an Undine ship coming on an intercept course. Sir, the Romania has insufficient armament for an Undine attack. Starfleet reports that they are sending 2 ships in support, but that it will take them 2 more minutes to get here. We must hold out until reinforcements arrive. If we target their torpedoes, we might have a chance. Sir, I recommend directing all power to the shields and concentrating our weapon fire on the Undine plasma torpedoes.
Left shields failing. Hull integrity below 75%.
I'm downloading the data now, Captain.
A message from the USS Challenger. Captain Mind Control.
This is Captain LaForge of the USS Challenger. Glad to see we made it here in time to lend you a hand. Perhaps you'll return the favor someday. LaForge out.
We have the latest data transmissions from the Endin ship, as well as samples of the organic material they use to make their ships. We need to turn this information over to Starfleet Intelligence. Maybe they can decode the messages and tell us more.
Take us home. Borg, Undine, Klingons. This looks like a tough year.
The ambassador was an Undine? I'm afraid their infiltration of the Federation goes much deeper than we realized. Who knows what kind of havoc they could create?